Work hard and you will achieve your objective.
Defining success means that I am of use, that I'm living on purpose, that I can approach everything that I do with the kind of passion that allows me to make a positive difference in the world.
I always say start first and foremost with making sure you're extraordinarily good at what you do.
I want to be a lawyer.
My dream is to be a corporate investment banker.
I would like to be a forensic scientist.
My dream is to own my own business.
I don't want to be a number.
We grew up in Phoenix, Illinois, and so it's not like I come from a family that had a lot of money. We didn't.
There were times our phones got turned off, or our lights, or we got evicted.
The phrase that is often heard would say you had more month than money, meaning that there were 30 or 31 days in a month. There were financial obligations that had to be met, and the financial resources were not always there. But somehow, through the work and the effort and the compassion of a community, we were able to make it through.
I didn't know how to type at all. I know everybody might be saying, oh, that's crazy. I didn't have a Facebook page. I didn't know how to email someone. I didn't know how to Google. And I'm not the only one out there that don't know how to do these things. And by the time I finished the 10 days, and it's only 10 days, by the time I finished those 10 days, I was doing all of these things.
Had success, and our businesses are hiring people from our workforce programs to create jobs. And so we're working not only to help people find jobs, but to create jobs.
There's a great business community here in Chicago. As long as we continue to use our banks and use our different businesses, Chicago will continue to be a great city for African Americans.
There were a lot of things that were takeaways from the Next Level program. The biggest thing was how to strategically position our business. We were able to nail down some business relationships we had been courting for a while.
With our relationships with different workforce development organizations, the Urban League sticks out.
I have a client, Mr. Schofield. He really didn't know how to write a resume. He wasn't really familiar with the ins and outs of finding a job.
It took me a nice little time to find a job. With my background, I had found jobs, and once the people found out that I had a background, they let me go.
After he interviewed with Mr. Buford, he felt very confident that he did good in his interview. Mr. Buford loved him, hired him almost immediately.
I owe my success to this opportunity to the Chicago Urban League, and it's a good program. It's necessary for people who got backgrounds, and especially some of the young kids who just starting off trying to get into the workforce.
In my family, education was, and always will be critical, because once you learn something, it cannot be taken from you.
Education really is the greatest equalizer.
I put my family through the ringer over school. I wouldn't miss a day of school. I didn't believe that there were snow days. I was obsessed with school, and I think I was mostly obsessed with school because I saw, even as a child, that a really great education was going to be my way into a better life.
I come to Project Ready because they teach us about leadership and entrepreneurship. They inspire you to do things that you want to do, and they give you many opportunities. They teach me how to be a leader and not be nervous about what I'm about to do and be confident in what I'm doing.
It has given me a head start on the college application process, and if I wasn't in Urban Scholar, I probably would have waited till the last minute.
The Urban League really sharpened my skills and turn potential into performance.
A lot of my friends that were seniors last year told me that this is very stressful, and if you can get anyone to help you, do so.
Now I'm a junior at the University of Illinois here in Chicago. I've interned at Loop Capital, Chicago Housing Authority, the Chicago Urban League.
As a school principal, we can't do this job by ourselves, so organizations like the Urban League helps us get the work done. Whenever anyone comes in from the Urban League, they're thanking me, and I'm just always surprised that they're thanking me when actually it's myself and my students who really want to give the thank you, the big thank you to the Urban League.
That I'm grown, I find myself being a lot more like my father than I am like anybody else. So his lessons were just incredible to help me get to where I am right now.
My father and his entire family of 12 siblings moved to Chicago to pursue the American dream. And along with his 6 brothers, had neighborhood gas stations. And he didn't go to college. In fact, we don't even think he went to high school, but he was very vested in investing in my education.
Bill would speak to me every day on the elevator when he saw me. He would say, "Frank, how are you doing? Frank, are you in school? Frank, are you coming to work every day? Frank, are you on time?" Just that, but did it in a very constructive, positive way. The key was he always knew my name.
I facilitate focus groups that are about helping men to understand who they are and understand what their role is as men and as fathers. Because our biggest problem is that most of us have never been taught what it is to be a man.
The male involvement program and some of the individuals who are leaders in the male involvement program have had an immediate influence in my growth and improvement.
Also, we have our Wednesday focus groups, and that has also helped me in my fatherhood, parenting and things like that, and just keeping me on track.
To whom much is given, much is required.
No one makes it on their own. Everyone needs help. And all of us that have succeeded have an absolute obligation to help those on their way.
You have to care about your fellow man. And so the more you help your teammates, the more you help yourself. And to me, your teammates are the broader community.
I got laid off from my job. And my wife, she was disability. I was unable to make payments on my mortgage. So I came in and explained to them what I was going through. I was in foreclosure. They lowered my, helped me lower my my mortgage and lower my interest rate. And I just want to thank Chicago Urban League. Even on my loan, something happened. I don't know what happened, but they've taken $20,000 off of my loan. And that's a blessing. So what I'm here to say to my brothers and my sisters, don't give up. Don't walk away from your home. There's a lot of help out here. So I refer for you to call Chicago Urban League. If you don't know the number, look into the yellow page. And I am a true witness that they will help you. And they helped me. And they helped me save my home. Thank God.
When you think about the needs of this city, you have to get past the Lakefront and Michigan Avenue and have as high a priority on what's going on in Inglewood, what's going on the west side.
We have to engage. We cannot separate ourselves from the great need in society.
I have always admired the work of the Urban League. I know I've been a beneficiary of that work.
So my values and the things that are important to me really lines up well with many of the things that the Chicago Urban League does today.
Because I know the importance of creating opportunity. It opened doors for me, and I can see it opening doors for others. So we are working together to build a stronger African American community, because we know that will lead to a better city of Chicago.